As of the drop of this video, you have exactly 1 month until Valentine's Day. So this video is basically a nice little 5-step formula to build a fun treasure scavenger hunt for your significant other that you can solo yourself. You don't need any help. It should be nice and simple and relatively safe. Here's how you do it. Step 1 is we start at the end, and the ending that I've picked out for you is dinner and a movie at home. I'm going to assume that by February 14th, there's a lot of stuff that's still closed down. You still can't do anything. So in this case, we're going to have dinner and a movie at home. Now that we have that ending, we're going to scoot all the way back to the beginning. And the beginning starts with an envelope that's left at home. What I recommend doing is taking an envelope and hiding it somewhere in your house. Tuck it into a bookcase or hide it behind a picture or something like that. And then when you leave the house, you're going to have taken a picture of this envelope sticking out, and you're going to text it to your significant other with like a "find this envelope," something simple. When they open said envelope, you're essentially going to have 2 notes. The first note is setting expectations, letting them know that this goal is going to be to put together a nice surprise. You could even spell it out. We're going to have dinner and a movie tonight, but I need you to find all the supplies for me. So you're going to follow these clues, you're going to pick up a couple things and maybe a gift, and then we'll have everything we need for a nice romantic evening at home. Some people need a lot of pushing, right? I'm the kind of person where I get an envelope that says, go to the park and find this box. And I'm like, cool, I'm on it. But other people might need to know the weather, how long it should take, how much walking, how much driving, is everything paid for? A lot of people need that. And so don't hesitate just to add this big laundry list of logistics and then say, when you're ready to get started, check the next note. And the next note is going to be a very, very detailed clue as to where the next instructions are. On this next note, you're going to have the clue to find the first box or package or something. With this, you're going to want to be very, very detailed and specific. Not just because I would so much rather have things be clear than vague, but because this is the first clue. This is the first step, and the last thing you want them to do is have any type of snag or question, and now they're off to a bad start already, and they're just like, oh God, like this is gonna suck, right? No, make this easy. Some really easy ideas are GPS coordinates, right, which gives them the exact spot of the first location. Or maybe if it's a clue where something specifically happened to the two of you, maybe there was a big moment where you had your first kiss or something like that where they'll remember. And then once they get there, then you have more clues, like maybe another photo, just like that first time where you had the photo of the envelope in the bookcase. You have another photo there. Whatever it is, you have to make sure that they can figure it out immediately and go. It's very, very important. Now, the first stop is going to be any type of park or nice scenic location nearby. I'm sorry if you live in the middle of New York. It might be a little bit tough, but there are parks and there are things that you can do. But that's what I want. I want a park that might not be super well trafficked. You have to remember Valentine's Day is on a Sunday, so a kid's playground might just have a bunch of kids playing all over it, and this is the last place you want to hide some type of envelope or package, right? But find that spot and make sure the instructions are very, very clear. And this is where they're going to have the next clue, but also maybe you could have a box of popcorn, right? Or you could have, if you have gifts that you've bought for them, you could have this whole thing themed after finding gifts. Whatever it is, you can check on Amazon, or you can go to Michael's or local craft store and find a little treasure chest if you like, and they get this. And once they're here and they get the first stop, it's time to send them to stop number 2. And that is a coffee shop. I would recommend a coffee shop because most places now you can order online, you can give specific instructions, you can pay in advance and they pick it up. But worst comes to worst, just call them and talk to them. Maybe a week or a little bit more than a week in advance. Let them know what you're trying to do, the time you're trying to do it, how you're going to do it, and make sure you tip them really well because it's Valentine's Day. They've got a lot going on. There might be 1,000 other treasure scavenger hunts going on, and you need to stand out a little bit. But all you're going to do is on the side of the cup, they're going to have written, check under your car seat. And this works really, really well because you don't have very much real estate with this coffee cup or whatever they get, but anybody can write check under car seat. And then under that car seat, you'll have the next envelope and gift or snack or some piece that you might need for the movie night. And then you have a lot more to work with. And so now your player is sitting in their car, where they can have the heater on, they have their coffee, and they can actually dive into some type of puzzle. My recommendation might be a word search puzzle, and I have a tutorial video right up here that I did in the past. But essentially, you can build a word search using words that are specific to your relationship. And whenever they cross out all the words in the word search, they're going to use the letters left over, and it's going to have the next instructions. It's not difficult, but it's kind of a fun experience. And most importantly, it's meaningful. And so if you're building this for someone who's never done a puzzle or anything in their life, it's not difficult, but it's still really enjoyable. And then the word search is going to tell them where to go to next. And that is any type of plaque or statue. I'm hoping in your area you have some type of plaque that says in 1872 this thing happened. It doesn't even matter, but you're going to use a book cipher, and you can check out the video for the book cipher here. It's a 1-minute tutorial. You might remember it from the movie National Treasure on the back of the Declaration of Independence, but you're going to have that as the next sheet underneath your car seat, and they're going to use the numbers on that sheet and the plaque, and they're going to decode a message. The reason you're doing this is twofold. One, it's super fun. It's kind of a fun experience decoding a message, especially out in public where it's only for you and it's exciting. But then two, that gives you as the creator time to get to the next stop, or if the stop's already done, you can get home and you can start setting up home, because after that statue, they're going to head to a restaurant. And this is a restaurant where you have already paid, you've already ordered, and it's going to be waiting for them with one final envelope, or just like the coffee shop, something scribbled, time to go home. And they head home, and then you're waiting there at home with dinner and a movie and a couple gifts. Really simple. One thing I recommend, since you will have some time, set up something fun at home. Maybe a pillow fort in the living room if you want to do the rose petals to make it more romantic. If you want to do a bunch of votive candles, do not use real candles, use fake candles. You can hear about that story in my top 10 rules video, because it's one of my rules. And that's it. So it's nice and simple. If you want to add more stops, you absolutely can. You can check my previous videos for different ideas and different ways to formulate this. But this is nice and simple and pretty safe. And so I'd recommend, if this is your first time, just use this formula. If you want to support me and you want a little bit of extra help, if you go on my Patreon, I actually will have all of this as a nice PDF, kind of already set, everything set to go. And if you want to take it a step further, I do hourly consultations, so we can hop on the phone, make 1, 2, 3 phone calls, and build something a little bit bigger that you still feel confident doing. I'm just happy to help. But otherwise, best of luck. You have 1 month. Happy building.